Welcome back to Get Creative on Canva. In today's video, we're kicking off part 1 of our Canva Basics series, and we'll be diving into everything you need to know about objects in Canva. Objects are the building blocks of every design on Canva, and mastering them can make your designs look sharp, professional, and eye-catching. So let's get started. What are objects in Canva? First off, let's talk about what we mean by objects in Canva. Objects are simply all the different design elements you can add to your Canva project. These include shapes, lines, frames, photos, text boxes, icons, and more. Each of these objects helps you build your design in a unique way. Accessing Canva objects. To find objects in Canva, start by clicking on the Elements tab on the left menu. This is where you'll find tons of options like shapes, lines, graphics, and photos. In this video, we'll cover the basics of each one and how to use them effectively, working with shapes. Shapes are one of the simplest yet most versatile objects. Let's add a square to our canvas. Just click on it and it will appear in your workspace. You can resize the shape by clicking and dragging any corner. You can also change the color of your shape by clicking on the color tile at the top. Canva gives you a range of colors, or you can add your own custom color by clicking on the New Color button. If you want to make multiple shapes, just right-click and select Duplicate. Then, you can arrange them in any layout you want. This is useful for backgrounds, creating patterns, or framing your text. Using lines in your design. Next up, let's talk about lines. Lines are great for adding emphasis, breaking up sections, or just adding some style to your design. Let's add a line to the canvas. Like shapes, you can resize and rotate lines easily. You can also adjust the thickness of the line by going to the top bar where it says Line Style. And you can change the color in the same way as we did with shapes. Frames and how to use them. Frames are an awesome way to showcase photos in specific shapes. To use frames, click on Frames under the Elements tab and choose a shape you like. Frames come in all sorts of shapes, from simple circles and squares to more elaborate designs. Once you have your frame on the canvas, you can drag a photo into it and Canva will automatically fit the photo to the frame shape. Frames are great for profile pictures, product shots, or adding a creative twist to your design. Working with icons and graphics. Another powerful Canva object is graphics. These are icons, illustrations, and stickers that you can use to add personality to your design. For example, you could add icons to make your design more fun or visuals to help illustrate a point. Just like with shapes, you can resize, duplicate, and change the color of icons. This gives you flexibility to match your design's color scheme, adding and adjusting photos. Photos are another key element in Canva. To add a photo, click on the Photos tab, type in a keyword, and select an image. Once it's on the canvas, you can resize, crop, and add filters to customize it. Use the Crop tool at the top to adjust which part of the photo shows in your design. You can also use the Adjust tool to change brightness, contrast, and apply filters to give it a specific look. Layering and aligning objects. Now that we have a few objects on our canvas, let's talk about layering and aligning. Layering means bringing objects forward or sending them back so they appear in the correct order. Right-click on any object, and you'll see options like Bring Forward or Send Backward. For alignment, you can select multiple objects and use the Align button at the top to center them, align them to the left or right, and more. This makes sure everything looks neat and balanced. Grouping and locking objects. Lastly, let's talk about grouping and locking. Grouping objects lets you move and resize them as a single unit, which is really useful for keeping elements together. Just select the objects you want, right-click and choose Group. And if you don't want an object to accidentally move, you can lock it by selecting the lock icon at the top of the screen. This keeps it fixed in place until you're ready to unlock it. And that wraps up our beginner's guide to Canva objects. With shapes, lines, frames, photos, and more, you're now ready to start building creative and balanced designs. In Part 2, we'll dive into text and typography, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when it drops. Thanks for watching Get Creative on Canva, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.